Undertale may be a game that's a handful of years old, but it's still getting a lot of love. Released back in September of 2015, Undertale is an RPG by indie developer Toby Fox, about a human child who has fallen into the underground, a secluded region underneath the surface of the earth, and they must find their way back to the surface, all while making friends and killing monsters. The game was critically acclaimed for its writing, musical score, its dialogue, and of course, its characters. So today we're diving into that, with our list of the top 10 Undertale characters. Number 10, Frisk. Perhaps liking Frisk is a tad narcissistic, considering Frisk is the playable character in the game, but that's probably why fans adore the human so much. It's easy to project oneself onto Frisk while playing due to how ambiguous the character's personality is. Frisk is the last of 8 humans to fall into the underground, and is filled with an admirable amount of determination. And on top of all that, Frisk has an ambiguous gender, which also makes it easier for players to relate. Moving on to number 9, we have Mettaton. Mettaton is a robot with a soul, whose catchphrase is, "Oh yes." He's random as but is typically described as fabulous, which is also pretty accurate. People also really love his legs. Like, really love his legs. Initially posed as an entertainment robot turned into a killing robot, Mettaton is later revealed to only have acted that way so that Alphys, who created Mettaton, could rescue Frisk, feel important, and become closer to Frisk, which, I mean, was well-intended deep down. Moving on to number 8, we have Asgore. Asgore is the main antagonist of Undertale. He wants to acquire 7 human souls and use their power to break the barrier that seals the monsters underground. But his backstory is what makes him really intriguing. You can sympathize with his actions. He's not the terrible monster that he's made out to be. But he isn't exactly doing the right thing either, now is he? But regardless, some fans like to refer to him as just being a big sad goat dad. And that's something I think we can all get on board with. And at number 7, Temmie. Temmie may not be a major character in Undertale, but she is by far one of the most likable. Temmie is both a character and a species of a monster. Temmies, the species, are typically defined by their mix of dog and cat features, and for their broken English, which is something that really earned Temmie, the character, a spot in most of our hearts, to the point where some fans online would even argue that Temmie is the best Undertale character of them all. I mean, she's a cat, and a bit of a dog, and oh so cute. What's not to love? Up next at 6, Alphys. Alphys is one of the sweetest characters in Undertale. She's shy, socially awkward, quite nerdy, and bisexual. She's also fairly lonely, all of which makes players more inclined to root for her and Undyne, one of the fandom's most popular and actually canon ships. Alphys is a character a lot of us can relate to, and her emotional journey is one of the most compelling ones in the game. She also has her own lab, and spends the day watching anime. Plus, she's responsible for creating Mettaton, and that's pretty darn impressive. And at number 5, Toriel. You can't help but feel for Toriel. First off, she's a really cool mother figure, and that's something that a lot of games have trouble with when it comes to developing their characters. Harder than you think, apparently. Second, her backstory gives us all of the feels. She left Asgore because she didn't believe in what he was trying to do, and she stayed strong while doing it. She's also one of the only characters to stand up to Asgore, yet she's got a wonderful sense of warmth to her. Power and love, friends. She's also the cutest goat in town. Up next, number 4, Flowey. While many fans feel that Asriel deserves a spot on this list instead of his evil counterpart, who he is also the same flower person as, perhaps that's what makes Flowey so interesting to so many. Once we find out Flowey and Asriel's story, the impact of the character means that much more. When you first meet Flowey, you're left with the impression that he's kind and gentle and is just a talking flower who's helping you out. But then something flips, and he becomes cruel and heartless. Many an Undertale fan will agree that Flowey is one of the best video game villains of all time. So, what do y'all think? Next up at number 3, we have Undyne. While Alphys is shy and socially awkward, Undyne is the complete opposite. She's confident and tough. I mean, being a warrior, you kinda have to be. But that's also what makes her perfect for Alphys, and Alphys perfect for her. Undyne has also been praised for her characterization, leaving many fans to feel that she was quite realistic, despite, being a fish monster. Regardless of her scaly, strong exterior, Undyne has proven to have a softer side, and one that pays attention to detail, but also is a character who is not afraid to lay down her life in a time of need, or out of a need to protect the ones that she cares about. And at number 2, Papyrus. Papyrus is a bit of a lovable goof. He's a big sweetheart. He's generous, and incredibly loyal. Even if you end up killing him in the genocide route, he still supports you. It's like a skeleton Jesus. I mean, that's a character harboring a whole lot of love. Also, spaghetti. Yes! Yes! His kindness and quirkiness has resonated with many an Undertale fan, and we're certain a lot of you out there probably feel that he should have scored our number 1 spot. Sorry. Speaking of, in at number 1, Sans. As far as most Undertale fans are concerned, you know, the ones who don't believe the Papyrus should be number one, Sans is hands down the best of the best. Why? Well, he's got a great sense of humor. He's powerful. He's mysterious. He's creepy when he wants to be, and despite being lazy at times, he's quite intelligent. He's sort of that well-rounded everything you would want from a character type. He also comes off well in practically all of the different story routes, and is also an important character in all of those story routes, showing off quite the complexity, and not just his humorous chops. Although his comedic timing is definitely a gift. His appearance is also pretty neat too. Sans knows how to stand up for himself when necessary, and is beyond loyal to his loved ones. Also, many of fans have imagined that Sans is the perfect pairing for Frisk, an opinion that has not been without its controversy, considering how toxic some of the Undertale fandom can be when it comes to shipping. Alright, there we have it, friends. Did your favorite Undertale character make our list? If not, who would you have liked to see us talk about? Give us a shout about it in those comments below. If you dug this video, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for all things gaming, from lists to news to updates and even highlights. In the meantime, thanks for watching everybody. I'll catch you all in the next video.